Mark Rogers TV back with you as we rank all the schedules in the Power 5. That's 68 all the way up to number 1. We include the 4 major independents. We've arrived at the number 11 schedule in the nation. It's the 6th most difficult in the SEC. It belongs to the Auburn Tigers. Okay, what do we have here? Well, if you check out the initial video, you'll understand the process. I'm not going to explain it here, but we look at division foes, of course, then the non-division games, which are crucial, especially in the SEC and the ACC, where you miss 5 opponents in the conference. The non-conference, of course, plays into it, the home and road and the difficult games and the tough stretches to deal with. All right, check out our audio conversations on Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes. Just search Mark Rogers TV, where we discuss college football with the best bloggers and broadcasters in the nation. And, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter. Like me on Facebook. Auburn, let's get to it. Clemson, Game 2 at Clemson. That, of course, highlights the schedule and, of course, the non-conference in particular. Before that, it's a date with Georgia Southern. Mercer after the Clemson game, and the other non-conference game, Louisiana Monroe, on November 18th. Those other 3 games are also ranked no better than 100th in the ESPN Power Index, so Auburn taking it very light in the other 3 games, but they do have the date against Clemson on the road. Gave the Tigers a tough time at Deshaun Watson on the Plains last year. The dynamics of the two teams have obviously changed this year, especially at quarterback. All right, Auburn's got to deal with the difficult SEC Western Division. I believe it's the toughest in college football. A slight edge over the Big Ten Eastern Division because of the likes of Rutgers. There are no Rutgers, and to a lesser extent, no Marylands at this point, with the Terps getting better in the SEC Western Division. It's the most difficult division in the land, no doubt. No softies. Even Ole Miss is very talented. So Auburn's got to deal with that, of course. In the Eastern Division, who do they have? Well, they always play Georgia. That's a difficult assignment. The Bulldogs, with one of their lesser teams last year, getting used to Kirby Smart, losing 5 games, but the Bulldogs should be better this year, projected top 15 in the nation. That is always late in the season, and this year it's November 11th in a game on the Plains against Georgia. The other non-division game, Auburn draws Mizzou, so that helps out the schedule, and one of the reasons why it's probably dropped to number 6 in the SEC. A game at Mizzou to open SEC play. That's September 23rd. So, for an SEC schedule, Auburn slides into it rather nicely, excluding the game on the road against Clemson, because other than that, Georgia Southern, Clemson, okay, Mercer, Mizzou, Mississippi State, Ole Miss. So they get most likely the 2 worst teams in the SEC West. I'm not calling those easy games, but the 2 probable worst teams in the SEC Western Division to start the campaign, along with Mizzou. The run to conclude this season is very difficult. So Louisiana Monroe is the typical scrimmage the SEC plays before the rivalry game on November 25th. But other than that, it's Texas A&M, Georgia, Louisiana Monroe, Alabama. That's the schedule to conclude the season. A&M, Georgia, Louisiana Monroe, and Alabama for the Auburn Tigers. Let's talk it up right here on Mark Rogers TV.